channel. My name is Alyssa and I love reading. I love books. I thought it would be fun to start off this channel doing a book unhauling video. Obviously, I have a lot of books back here. There's so many books back here that I've had for a really long time, and I just think that I am never going to get to them. So I thought it would be fun to do a book unhauling video and just kind of talking through why I'm getting rid of some of these books. I'm actually moving across the country in about a month, so I thought it'd be a good idea to get rid of some of these books so I'm not having to take them all with me, because I do definitely want to take like as much as I can, but I would love to not have to carry everything. I'll probably donate or sell most of the books that I'm getting rid of because they are still in really good shape. I have touched them like a few times. Bought them at the bookstore and then they came right here and they've been here for a long time. So with that being said, let's go ahead and kind of get into what's back here and take a look at the books that I'm going to be getting rid of. Starting off, all the books that I have on this big shelf up here are all books that I've read, except for the Throne of Glass series, just because I didn't want to have that take up a whole bunch of this. But I actually just started that book. I started Assassin's Blade yesterday. I posted something on my Instagram yesterday asking you guys which book I should read first, because there's so much controversy over Assassin's Blade versus Throne of Glass, which one you should start before the other one, because Assassin's Blade is like a prequel, but some people say to read that fourth, I think, instead of first. But a lot of people voted for that one to read first. So I actually did start Assassin's Blade yesterday, and I'm really loving it. I'm about 85 pages in so far, and it's really good. It's definitely got me hooked, so I'm excited to read the rest of that series. So that being over there is fine because I'm going to read it anyways. I don't want to get rid of it. I actually had someone buy that whole entire series for me, which was so generous and nice, because I know they're not cheap. Other than those, I think I've read everything on there. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I do see one book that I haven't. Actually, there's a few of them. Actually, a lot of books up here that I have not read, more than I thought. I ended up just pulling off a lot of different books that I didn't realize that I had up here. So let's kind of go through these first, because I know I definitely don't want to keep any of these because I've had them for so long and just do not want to touch them. Okay, so the first series I see here is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I read this first book by Holly Jackson. I read this one last Halloween time, October time. And you guys, I could not get over how similar it was to Pretty Little Liars, one of my all-time favorite shows. So I think having something so similar in a book version, but like YA, was so frustrating, because it was just like, I feel like we literally just copied and pasted the same exact storyline, and it was extremely annoying. I never continued this because I bought all three of them and then I didn't end up liking the first one, so obviously I didn't read this last two. So these are kind of just sitting on my shelf, but they're in really good shape, so I'll probably donate these ones or sell the whole series in itself on like Facebook Marketplace or something. But yeah, that is the first series that I'm getting rid of. Not very sad about it, to be honest. And then I have The Gracier by Kim Liggett. This is about a girl, I think like once they turn 15 or 16, they have to go out into the wilderness. It's like their grace year, so they can return purified and ready for marriage, is what the back says. I started this one, but I wasn't really like engaged into it. I didn't really care that much, so I never continued. So I'm going to be getting rid of that one because I've just had it for so long and I don't foresee myself ever reading it. I also have What Happens After Midnight. This is another YA book, and I actually had like pages ripped out of this because I used the pages for my book club for like a sign, because I knew I was never going to read this. So this is like all torn up, so I'm going to throw this book away. And then I have Heartless by Marissa Meyer, another book that I've tried to read 2 different times. Could not get into it. I tried to listen to the audiobook. It's YA again, and I think that some YA books I just cannot do. That one I will be donating. And then I also have these 2 first books in the Twisted series by Anna Hong, Twisted Games and Twisted Love. I have never read these, but I know that they're extremely spicy, and spice is just not something that I can do at all. I don't like it, and it's just not something that I can get into, so especially when the whole book is revolved around it. So I've never read these, and I'm never going to read them because I'm going to get rid of them. So yeah, I only have the first 2 books, which is nice that I didn't go out and buy the whole entire series, because it was really popular a few years ago, and I easily could have done that, but I didn't. And then I also have Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I read the first book, Hooked, by her, which was really good. Again, really spicy. But I read that before. I didn't like spice, so at that time I really enjoyed it. But like I said, it's just not something that I like to read anymore. I don't foresee myself getting into this, which is really sad because this is a Lion King retelling. Hooked was a Peter Pan. Again, I really enjoyed it at the time. I'm really sad too because Lion King is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love it so much. I know that this is going to be super spicy and I don't want to do it. I'm not about the lust and all that stuff anymore. So, okay, so that's what I know for sure off of my large bookshelf. Let's go ahead and get into my physical TBR. These are all books that I have not read yet. So this could be a lot of different ones because there's so many on here that I've had for a long time. All right, my legs are so sore, so this is not very fun. Starting off up here, I have my Magnolia Park series. Don't have the first book because I lent it out to a friend. Never got it back, but it's fine because it was water damaged anyway, so I really need to get a new first book in that series, just the Magnolia Parks book. One of my all-time favorite series, by the way. I just love it so much. I feel like it's so much more than a romance. There's so many different aspects to it, especially the 5th book, Into the Dark. I could rave about it for so long. So much character development, and I love that series beyond words. And the spice in that I can look past because it's not that much, I feel like. It doesn't really like completely take over the story and doesn't go super in depth. But let's go ahead and start in this first section here. So these are all romance books. So we have A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. She's the same author that wrote The 7-Year Slip. I've had this book for a really long time, actually. I think I started listening to the audiobook. I just found one of my bookmarks that I've been looking for so long from a verse on here from John 3:16. I have had this for so long, and I don't know why. I just don't want to gravitate towards it, but I want to try to give it a chance. So I don't think I'm going to get rid of it quite yet. This book is just like floating in the air. I don't think I'm going to get rid of it quite yet because I do want to try it out again. So this one we will keep. And then I have 2 of Elsie Silver's books. So she is the author to the Chestnut Spring series. Absolutely loved that series. When I read it again, it's a very spicy, very lustful. I don't think that I would ever reread those books, although I love the storyline of all of them. It's just there's so much spice and it kind of drives a lot of the plots. I really want to love these books. The pink one is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much, but I just don't see myself ever reading these, which is really sad. This one, Off to the Races, is the first book in her backlog. I know they recently redid the covers, but this is the Gold Rush Ranch series. If anything, I am interested to read this a little bit and I'll just skip over the spice scenes. So maybe I'll try it. I'll see like how bad it is. I really do want to read it because I loved those series when I read them. I might keep this. I've never actually like really considered rereading it because I think I was just so off put by the lust in the other 5 books from the other series. But if I were able to just skip over those parts in here, maybe I could do it. So I think I'm gonna keep this. I also just really love the cover of this. I think I would keep this regardless because I love the cover so much. Okay, this one I know I'm gonna get rid of. This is Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. The whole premise of this is they are serial killers. It's a dark romance, so dark romances are always extremely spicy. Yeah, I think we're gonna get rid of that one. Okay, we have The Light We Lost by Jill Santopolo. That one I'm keeping. My Magnolia Summer. I started reading this this summer I started reading it. Yep, I have a little dog-eared page in here on page 51. That's actually not that bad. I'll keep that one. I also have Lauren Asher's The Fine Print. I've never read anything by her before, so I don't know if this is extremely spicy, but I do want to keep it because I am curious because I really am interested in the plot of this. It's kind of like Disneyland. Like the main characters are inheriting something like Disneyland, like you can see from here. It's like a family inheritance, and they have to meet certain requirements to be able to receive that inheritance, which is a really interesting premise. And this series was always really popular a few years ago. Also, You Again. I would actually like to read this fall. I don't know if it's a fall book, but just by the cover, it just looks like fall. And Haley Pham raved about this book, and I still have yet to get to it, so I want to keep that one. The Fault in Our Stars, I'm keeping that one. I would love to reread that. The Last Song, also would love to reread that. We've had both of those for a year now, and I have not. Let's go ahead and go on this side here. I think they're all fiction books, so I don't think there's much spice in here. So we have The Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. Definitely keeping that one. Really want to get into that. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I think I'm gonna get rid of this. I bought this randomly because I thought the cover was kind of cute. I've only seen Ashlyn, I don't remember her last name. She does book videos with her husband, or her husband also has a channel, but she recently read this and I think she really liked it, but I tried to start reading it and I just don't think that, you know, maybe I should keep it because my reading taste has changed a lot and I haven't tried to read it in a long time. I actually think I'm gonna keep this. And I'll try to read this again. I was going to get rid of it, but I forgot. My reading taste has changed a lot since I tried to read it originally, so I think that maybe I could get into it this time. Lessons in Chemistry, I'm keeping that one. I really want to read that one. Mary Jane, I'm getting rid of this. I've had this for so long, and I just am never going to reach for it, so we're getting rid of that. I just don't foresee. I don't really think the plot is that interesting to me, so. Okay, I also have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Just recently bought that, and I'm so excited to read it. I have the first book of the Voice of Wind series, which I'm definitely keeping because I have read multiple of Francine Rivers books and loved them. I actually recently read A Lineage of Grace in my book club and I loved it. I still have to finish it. We didn't completely finish it. All of us were short because it was so long, but I'm really interested. I've heard a lot of good things about this series. I think it's 3 books, but I only have the first one, so I need to get the other ones. But it's really long, so it's definitely intimidating. The Ministry of Time, also heard really good things. This is a non-fiction or a fiction book. Haley Phenom also raved about that one. And then we have Jessa Hastings' new one, Time of Your Life, which I'm really excited to get into. So I'm keeping those. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Definitely keeping this one. I feel like this is such a fall book, but like I said, I'm starting the Throne of Glass series, so I don't see myself starting this. Maybe in the winter time. I'm going to have a lot of time off in the winter, so this could definitely be a good one for cozy weather. The Problem with Forever. I would love to read this, you guys, but I've had this for like 3 years, and again, I just don't foresee myself reading this. I believe it's a YA book as well. I've heard a lot of good things, but I don't know. I just don't think it's my genre anymore. Okay, Done and Dusted, another one I might get rid of. Just don't see myself reading this. Cowboy Romance, I'm sure it's probably spicy. The Match by Sarah Adams, I recently picked this one up when Barnes & Noble was having a sale. I wasn't like wanting to read it, but I had to pick out a book super quickly, and Sarah Adams is an author that I've been really wanting to get into because I've heard that she's no spice. So I'm excited to read that one. I haven't heard many things about it, but this one I'm struggling with because I bought this last year, I think. The Addicted to You by Kristen Becca Ritchie. It's part of a very, very large series. I've heard it's a lot like Magnolia Parks, which again, one of my all-time favorite series, so I wanted to try it out. I have not gotten to it yet, obviously. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it for now, and maybe I'll try to read it somewhere down the road this year or next year. It's a very long series, and if it's a really spicy, I mean, the main character is literally addicted to sex, so I don't know. I'm gonna keep it for now, but I just don't know if I will ever. If I don't read it within the next year, I'll probably get rid of it. Then we have The Boys of Tommen, book number 4 and 5. I'm currently reading book 4, actually. This is another series that I really struggle with because I've been reading it now for like over a month, and I love the series. I will say I love the characters, especially the first 2 books. I felt so enthralled in their story and so invested, and now of course we are seeing Shannon's brother Joey's story with Aoife. I don't know how to say her name. It's just the spice, and I do try to skip over a lot of it, but when it is just like literally 50% of the story and the books are so long, I'm not saying they're hard to read, but they are really long. It's a big time investment, and obviously I bought like the next 2 books. I want to get through them. It's just, I'm really struggling with desiring to pick it up. I'm still trying to figure that out because I just feel convicted when I read them. I'm not a fan of that. So yeah, I think there's 2 more books out that are after these that I don't even have yet. So I would love to continue them. I just don't know. Definitely gonna hold on to them for now, but that might change in the future. I don't know. Then I have Anatomy by Deanna Schwartz. Heard Rachel Catherine talk about this one a long time ago, and I still have yet to pick it up. I don't know why. I think it's a romance/fantasy, and it sounded really interesting. I think it's a duology. I just don't have the second one. Next, we have One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. So eager to read this one. This is a fantasy book. I just love the cover of this. I think it looks so cool. Like the red and the white and the roses. It looks really cool, and I really want to read this. I've never read anything by her before, but I've heard she's a great author. Okay, King of Pride. Another one that I struggle with because of the spice. The first one that I read, King of Wrath, extremely spicy. I loved the story, I will say. It was such a good story, and I recently bought this probably like within the past 6 months. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of this. I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of the first one because I do like to have the physical copies of books that I've read. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of this. I just don't see myself reading it, especially with The Spice. This is the same author to Twisted Love, so I can only imagine The Spice is probably the same, if not worse. And then we have It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I recently picked this up. So excited to read it. I love her writing so much. Moving on over here, this is romance slash fantasy. So the first one I have is Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. I've had this for so long, you guys, and I've not picked it up, but I want to so badly. So I think once I finish the Throne of Glass series, this will definitely be one of the first ones that I pick up. I've heard a lot of good things. Then I have Reckless Love, which is a Christian fiction, and yeah, I would love to read this. I have Light Lark. I don't know about this. I've heard a lot of good things, of course, which is similar to all the books that I have, but I just don't know if I see myself picking this up. But I've heard it's really good, so I would at least like to keep a few fantasy, because I really don't have much fantasy. It's mostly romance and fiction. So I think I'll keep this for now. We have One Dark Window. This is one I just don't know about just because of the darkness, like dark magic, which is not really sit well with me. Maybe I'll keep this for now. I'll try to read it, and if I can read it, great. If not, then I'll get rid of it. Again, I don't have many fantasy as it is, so like I like to keep a little bit. I don't know why I've never started this, because I've heard so many good things about this series. I only have the first book. This is a Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It's like an FBI Criminal Minds, but with high schoolers, and they have like special talents to solve mysteries just because of like what they've been through and their experiences. So definitely want to read this. I actually should read this because it's, you know, mystery in that time of year. I just only have the first one, so I'd have to go out and buy the next 3, but I definitely want to read that at some point. I just don't know why I've never picked it up. Okay, this is one I'm gonna get rid of. I have the first one, Shatter Me, and then I also have the second one, Unravel Me. Get it down here. So I have the first 2 books. Never even considered picking these up. These are actually like one of the first books I've ever picked up when I started my reading journey like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know why I've never gravitated towards them. I think it's just because the series is so long. Like considering I've had them for 4 years and never picked them up, like what would push me to read them now, you know? I also just realized I have the second book after Crimson Moth, or The Heartless Hunter. I think Crimson Moth it's the name of the series. So I'm gonna put this up here actually. I will definitely be keeping both of those. Also have book 1 in the Left Behind series. My boyfriend pushed me to buy this. He said this was a really good series. I think this is about like the rapture, which is really interesting. Oh, I just got chills saying that. Super interesting. As a follower of Jesus, like it's just so interesting to, oh my gosh, I have chills literally all over my body. I think I need to start this soon. I told my boyfriend I would start this after I'm finished with the Throne of Glass. Again, it's just so long that I need to dedicate time towards it. But I actually I recently bought this within the past few months, so I want to read it for sure. The last one I have up here on the shelf is The Fury by Alex Michaelides, another recent purchase of mine. I loved The Silent Patient by him, and I wanted to get into another one of his books. This is like the only mystery thriller I have on my shelf. I think I just don't really gravitate towards those anymore. I'm just gonna show you guys what I have on the bottom here. We're almost finished. So I have The Lineage of Grace by Francine Rivers. Again, this was part of my book club, hence why it's tabbed all over. This is about how far I got. So I actually have a good amount of Bathsheba and Mary's story, which is like literally the most pivotal stories of the Bible, of the lineage of grace to Jesus Christ. So I definitely want to read this. Finish this. I just don't know why I haven't, because I think it's just intimidating. But I don't have to tab it anymore, which is nice, but I need to finish this soon. Then we have Fearful by Lauren Roberts. This is a novella after Fearless, which I just read actually like a month ago, finished that one. I started this, I got to page 5, so definitely not that far in. One of my favorite series, honestly. I really enjoyed Fearless and Reckless and Powerless, all of those I really enjoyed, especially Powerful, the other novella. So I was really eager to pick this up, but I think it was just, I was so fantasied out by the time I finished Fearless that I did not really want to start this. But I definitely do want to read this at some point, so I'm keeping this one for sure. These 2, I actually know I'm going to get rid of these. So I have All That We Never Were by Alice Kellen. Don't really know why I bought this. I don't think I ever remember hearing anyone talk about it. I think I just like the cover, to be quite honest. And then I have A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole, another YA. I just don't see myself ever picking it up. I've heard it's so good. You guys, I know I've heard it's good, but I just don't think it's my taste. All right, we're almost done. I have 4 more down here. The first one I have is Golden Girl by Ellen Hilderbrand. Keeping this, I really want to read this. I have read one of her books called Winter in Paradise. I loved it. I read it in like 3 days. I really want to read another one of hers. So that is being kept. It's actually a mystery, so that can go next to this other mystery that I have. Then I have One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I've heard so many good things about this. This is a pretty new release. I bought it pretty recently, so I want to keep this one. And then 2 more. I have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I've actually started listening to this on audiobook. I think I got like 3 or 4 chapters in. This is about like a couple that they like meet each other in the hospital. I think they're going through like cancer treatment or something. I don't exactly remember, but they decide to start a video game together. And that's pretty much as far as I got in. They were like just getting the startup of it. I would like to finish it. I've heard a lot of good things, and specifically like Haley fan raves about this. I do want to keep it and hopefully read it at some point. And then the last one I have, also a book that my boyfriend picked out for me. I told him to just pick out a book at the bookstore, and he picked this one, which is really funny because I've heard a lot of good things about this as well. So it was a great pick. I just haven't gotten to it yet, and I don't really know what it's about, but keeping this one. Then I lied. I actually have one more series that I'm keeping that I'll show you guys that my boyfriend also bought for me recently, and that is the Hunger Games series. You guys, I've never read these before, and I wanted to read them so badly, and I think these were on sale, and he got them for me for my birthday, so very, very grateful. I will be reading these very soon. I know they're going to be super fast paced. Hunger Games is one of my all-time favorite movie series ever. So good. I could watch it literally over and over and over again. So I'm really, really eager to get into the books because I just know that the books are probably going to be better, as they always are. Let's go ahead and count through all the books that I'm getting rid of because it's actually a good amount. I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but this one I'm throwing away, so I don't know if that really counts. I mean, I'm still getting rid of it, I guess. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 books I'm getting rid of. I'm also going to go through my actual bookshelf and see if there's any I don't want to keep from here. Any books that I've read and I didn't really like and don't really care to have the physical copy of, because I feel like there's probably going to be some of those as well. I also have A Man Called Ove, which I never finished this book. I think I got like halfway through, but I don't really want to get rid of it because I feel like I could one day want to go back and reread this. So I'm going to keep that for now. Okay, I actually do not want to keep this one because I absolutely hated this book. The Last Thing You Told Me by Laura Dave. Sorry if you enjoyed, but I thought this was so predictable and just not a good book at all. Daisy Jones and the Six, actually. I'll get rid of this one because I did not enjoy this. I didn't even finish it, actually, so I'll get rid of that one. If I was not moving, I would not care to get rid of books. It's just the fact that I'm literally moving across the country and I only have so much room to pack stuff in, so I don't want to keep things if I don't have to. Oh my gosh, you guys, I want to reread this book so bad. Love in Other Words. I haven't read that in so long. Also, Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. Such a good book. If you have not read this, one of my favorite YA books, which is kind of crazy considering it's YA, but I love that book. Some of these are just so nostalgic because I read them at the beginning of my reading career or reading journey. These ones I don't know. I think I'll keep these just because they're pretty, but I only read the first book in the Things We Never Got Over series by Lucy Score. These books are just so freaking long. And yeah, I didn't even read. I think I started Things We Hide from the Light and never even I think I read like a chapter or 2. Never went any further than that. But they're pretty, so I'll keep them. I think that is everything. So I added 2 books, so that means 21. Pretty sure I think I was at 19. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with them now. That's gonna be the hard part, is what am I gonna do with them? The only hard part about shipping also is having to take it to the UPS store, having to go through all of the different packaging, and it's kind of expensive to ship stuff out, so especially if I'm doing a bunch of stuff individually. Also, I don't think I mentioned, I know the microphone isn't for everyone. I know some people don't like it, but this room is very echoey, so I have to have some kind of consolidated sound because otherwise it would be extremely annoying. So I know not everyone likes the microphone, but I have to do it for sit down videos like this. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this little unhauling video, got to see all of the books that are on my bookshelf, books that I'll be gravitating towards. I'm so excited to continue the Throne of Glass series. I will definitely keep you guys updated. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a reading vlog reading those books. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!